If anyone's season hasn't gone to plan, it's San Francisco. Currently they're sitting 5-5 and their season is hanging in the balance. But while there's a lot to be negative about, there's a lot of bright spots on this team as well. First, they still have the ability to make it into the playoffs, and as we've seen years past, at that point, anything is possible for this team. But more importantly, long term, this draft class may be the most talented Lynch has ever put together. On the offensive side of the ball, for instance, Dominic Puni, the guard selected in the 3rd round out of Kansas, has been starting day one and been playing at an all-pro level at that. And on the defensive side of the ball, you have both Renardo Green and Malik Mustafa starting. Renardo Green specifically has been impressive to me as he's currently ranked the 4th highest graded defensive rookie with a grade of 79.2 according to PFF. So in this video, I want to break down his most recent start against the Seahawks in place of Charvarius Ward. For Green, I really believe it all starts with his mentality. He's a player that's physical, and as Kyle Shanahan says, he'd rather hit you than pick you off. So unlike a lot of corners, he's actually looking for that big hit in both the run game and passing game. And despite being a younger player, he's one of the more fundamentally sound corners you'll see. On this play, for instance, he has man coverage on Metcalf, and with him coming on a quick slant, he could easily get drawn across the field, allowing this back to bounce it back outside. But because he's aware enough to be reading the backfield, it sees the back cutting it back across the defense and that cutback lane forming, he not only gets outside contained, but is able to meet the back for a minimal gain on this play, and if he wasn't there, it could have easily been a touchdown. In a similar way on this halfback draw from the Seahawks, Renardo Green's play recognition saves San Francisco a major gain. He's able to see the cutback lane forming and gets outside contained. In a similar way in his pass coverages, Green does an excellent job of understanding where the ball is and attacking it. On this quick dump off, for instance, Green is 15 yards down the field in zone coverage, but despite that, he's able to quickly identify Geno Smith targeting the back, comes up, and makes the tackle. Equally important to Green's game is his ability to go out there, line up in press man coverage, and shut down some of your best wide receivers. On this play specifically, Green's man will be running a go route, with Green running a no contact press man technique. Unlike other techniques like one-handed jam or two-handed jam, this doesn't rely on your corner actually laying a hand on the wide receiver. What makes this technique so challenging for this corner is he needs to keep his hips square with this wide receiver as long as possible despite them running this double move. What's key here is how Green is reading the hips of this wide receiver rather than all this body movement. And as he does take off, he does an excellent job of then turning, staying within the hip pocket, and then tracking them down the field. As impressive as his press man coverage is though, more impressive to me is just how aware he is for a rookie. On this screen from the Seahawks, for instance, Green is not only quick to identify it, but also understands how to work his way across these blocks to still make the tackle on the play. Or with this back running a wheel route, Green is quick to identify it, take away Geno Smith's lane to throw, and ultimately forces an incompletion on this play. So even though San Francisco isn't where they want to be, because of young players like Renardo Green, I believe the future is brighter than ever. And every single time I watch a game, I'm pretty impressed by these young players, whether it be Evan Anderson up the middle on the defense, or even on the offensive side of the ball. It's crazy how well Dominic Puni has been playing. But these are just some of my thoughts, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on San Francisco's current state of the franchise, and it would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.